I remember I was at the gym one day and one lady came up to me. Stop carrying this weight. Are you with your inhaler? Stop it. Please. Like she literally thought I had asthma because of breath of life.
For real?
And she was serious. Like, what happened?
Because you naturally think that's a joke.
Yeah, I thought you were. I'm like, no, I don't have asthma. What do you mean you don't have asthma? That movie I saw you were. Remember one, I was on a set and I had to tell the producer, I'm not an employee. This is a collaboration. We are working together. Don't make me seem like you speak, I answer. No, sir. This is not working.
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
From church plays as a child to winning the AMVCA Trailblazer Award 2024. This Nollywood superstar is known for his powerful roles in hit movies like Breath of Life and Nimbe. He's a strong advocate for industry fairness and is using his growing influence to push positive change. He's not just flying, he is soaring. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the award-winning Chimezie Imo.
For a moment, I was going to say, who is that?
You be Trailblazer now, my God. I greet you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, TOBI.
Thank you so much for coming on the
thank
show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to have you here. And I must say this, I don't think I've ever said it to you, personally, but I think this is a good opportunity to do so. I've been a fan of you from a very long time. We have a mutual friend, Tomiwa Tegbe.
Right.
And, I watched some of Tomiwa's jobs. I think you and Tomiwa share a history together, from Kasala time and all of that. And, I see your works and I'm like, oh, these guys have been act. There's this thing about being an actor and recognizing a fellow performer and, how well he does in every project that he's on. And so for that reason, I've always had it in my mind that the day where I go see this guy, I just tell him, say, man, I'm a huge fan. And I think I did so at the AMVCA's just before you collected the Trailblazer, man.
Right, thank you so much. And I'm a huge fan of yours too. I've followed you from Jennifer's Diary, like every episode you've been on until you started directing. Because I realized, I also remembered you started directing and
yes.
I've been a fan, and when you called me to be here, there was no way, I was going to say no. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, it's a privilege to have this man here because this man is a very disciplined, he's a strict man. Chimezie has principles. So to have him here, trust me, now privilege. How are you doing now?
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
How was it like growing up in Abuja?
Ooh.
Do you still have friends there?
Of course.
You still keep in touch with?
Yeah, Abuja is still my home. Actually, I spent lots of years there. Started my acting career there. So it's still home. I still have some friends there. Some friends who have moved to Lagos. And whenever I have an opportunity to go film in Abuja, I'm always so excited because it's like the exact opposite of Lagos. It's calmer, more saner, so yeah.
So a lot of times I've heard people that, didn't grow up in Lagos complain so much about the craziness that happens in Lagos. And in my head, I'm like, well, this is normal because I grew up in Lagos. So I tend to wonder that, so how is it like in, all these places, Port Harcourt, all these other places, Abuja? What makes, Lagos different?
I mean, you've gotten used to the chaos.
Yeah.
So, and that's what Lagos does to you. our relationship with Lagos is quite toxic, so much so that when you go to another state or another country, even if you travel abroad and everything is working, you just miss it.
Exactly.
And when you come back, you're like, I want to leave this place.
You enjoy the peace, you enjoy, still miss the
chaos. But other states are quite different. Abuja is slower. They move slowly. Their pace is slow. They have bigger roads, so there's very little or no traffic. I remember when someone said they had traffic in Abuja. Oh, I think we were filming. We're like, we're getting back to our hotel, and the PM said there's going to be a little traffic. And when I saw the traffic, I'm like, what? This is the normal moving in Lagos. Is this your cars are moving now?
Traffic lights.
These are traffic lights, basically. So they are really, really spoiled there. But like I said, it's home. Like it's a place where if you want a little peace, serenity, just go there. But when you want to work and you need the adrenaline rush, Lagos is the place.
And for you, I'm sure it was different because you had some parts of your life here. You were born in Lagos, and then you moved there for a bit, and then now came back. So it was like
having a bit of both.
Of both. That's amazing. So how was it like juggling schooling in the north with having to also pursue your dream? I've done my research. I've heard so many times, that you've talked about it, but talk about it here as well.
So I sort of always knew I wanted to be an actor, but I also knew that I wanted to study a science course because I was fascinated about the idea of science. So when I got admitted into Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi State, I was there for 5 years, and I still knew that I wanted to be an actor. So I knew I didn't want to, the idea was not to finish school before pursuing my career. So I wanted to do them together, So I would come to Lagos, I would take night buses down to Lagos to audition and, come back the next morning, maybe write the test,
crazy.
And the weekend I travel again, It was quite risky, but it was exciting for me because I knew this was my own, auditioning was my only route at that time. And even till now.
Let me cut you short for a bit there. That's crazy.
Yes.
And I can imagine because I also used to juggle, going for auditions, schooling and acting. But I schooled in Unilag and I know how tough that was. Yeah. So imagine traveling all the way from the north. It's not like you have any assurance that you're going to get the role, you're going to get audition for. It's not a job. It's an audition that you're not sure if you get picked or not. And then you go back again. First of all, it's risky, it's scary.
I remember one occasion where I was coming back. I had auditioned for a role. I didn't get the part, so I was coming back on a Sunday night so I can arrive in the morning, and there were robbers.
Wow.
On the road, and our driver just parked the car at one spot and said, "There's robbers on the road. We're in the bush hiding." And I remember that night I was praying to God. I said, "God, if you save me from this one, I'm not going to do it again." But guess who was on his way next week to Lagos on a night bus? So yes, it was risky, but I didn't see the risk. I was just having fun. I just loved it. It was something I knew that I wanted to do, and I knew this was the only route, So I was just doing it, and it kind of clicked somehow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So how has it been from that time till now? What would you say has been the remarkable things that has happened in your life between that time when you were struggling up until last year when you became trailblazer? How has it been for you? How would you describe the journey?
I'm just it's been a learning curve for me. First of all, I'm very grateful. I'm excited. I'm grateful to God because sometimes, I think a few days ago, this question you just asked, I kind of asked myself, I'm like, Chimezie, chill. Look at where you're coming from to where you are right now. It's been a huge difference. I did not realize, because I don't realize these things. I just live my life normally, like, I go to the supermarket with my flip-flops and shorts, and someone is stopping you, "Oh, you're an actor," and then I remember, "Oh, Chimezie, you're actually an actor. You shouldn't just be working," But one day I was just sitting there and I was just like, that's true. It's been a journey. It's been a learning curve. I've learned so much. I've learned not to take things too personal. I've met amazing people. I've worked on amazing projects. You know, I've been blessed to do what I love. Not everyone has that blessing.
Yeah.
You know, going to work and it's actually what you want to do. You know, what you can actually do for free. You know, and it's just been a blessing and a learning curve. Learning curve, and I'm just so excited, and you know, we're just getting started.
What do you think the most surprising thing is that fans don't know about your journey into Nollywood? Something you've never said on any interview before.
About my journey, I think probably the most exciting thing about my journey that I haven't said.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought I was going to be a comic actor when I started, because I started with comedy.
Oh.
Yes, 90 Gogoro. I was shown on NT and AIT.
Are you serious?
I was a clown. My character was a stupid nonsense. Even me, shame they wear me parachute for set. So I thought my trajectory was going to be like comedy,
that line,
like
yeah.
Mr. Ibu-ish.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then, you know, MTV Shuga came and Nimbe came and I became so serious and people thought, oh my God, this guy is a dramatic actor. And for a long time, I didn't do comedy, you know. And people started knowing me for drama and all of that. So I actually thought I was going to be a comic actor when I started.
Well, that was mad because from the first time I ever saw you on my screen, in my head, I'm like, oh, this actor, this guy now
is deep.
Yeah. Deep actor.
Yeah.
And you know, to be honest,
right.
Again, I haven't said this to you, but sometimes I see, you know, myself in you. When I see you act, I think myself and Tomiwa, we don't talk this matter before. Like, we talk on like joke, you know. I said it to him that, you know, say Chimezie, if Chimezie they act, you go no see this guy like acting. This guy they act. Do you understand? Because there's so much passion in the way you deliver. Do you understand? Like, there's the drive. You know, so I would never have thought that you ever thought of big. I can't even imagine. I can't picture you in that sense. You know?
I know.
And it's crazy.
You know, when someone was saying something like, oh, after my AMVCA, the trajectory of my social media changed. I became so funny. I started doing funny stuff. And I'm like, guys, I thought I was going to be a comic actor. Like, I know well. Forget this. You know, the DiCaprio would do.
Exactly.
I'm the most unserious person ever. So it was after the MVCA when I was like, wait a minute, like, and I didn't even want to be boxed in doing drama because I started getting dramatic roles, especially after Breath of Life. As a matter of fact, somebody even sent me a script that looked like Breath of Life after Breath of Life. My goodness. I was the same story. I'm like, wow. You know, so I was just trying to also let people know that, hey, and comedy is my favorite genre of film. I love comedy so much, you know. So I just started like having fun and, you know, I started getting comedic roles after that. You know, I'm like, I love comedy. I started with comedy. I thought I was going to be a comedic actor.
Yeah. To be honest, when I started seeing the funny stuff that you're doing on your social media, is when I started to now see you in another light. And it felt strange. Like, okay, the serious Chimezie is making us laugh. Like, it was funny. Like, you know?
Because Toby, so I would always get comments on my social media then, your movie made me cry. Your movie made me cry. I cried. I was not like, am I an agent of sadness? Why am I making people weep and cry? I'm like, you know what? Okay, you could cry with my movies, but when you come to my social media, you laugh.
I'll make you laugh.
You know, so just trying to, you know, get
balance, that balance. I mean, I feel like it's quite important as an actor, especially in Nigeria, because you know, when you are known with a particular genre or you break out with a particular genre, they tend to box you in that, forgetting that, you know, you are
there's
an actor.
More to you.
There's
more you can do.
Yeah. So I think that's a good one, you know. Yeah. So what would you say? I feel like I know the answer to this question, but let me still ask. What would you say was or is your biggest break or your
biggest break?
Yes, in Nollywood.
I mean, it's an obvious answer, and I say this with all humility and gratefulness. Breath of Life did so much for me, and I'm not one to say a particular role was for me because I always believe it could have been anyone. I always believe it could have been anyone, but I can. With all the activities that led to having that role, I can tell you it was meant for me. Yeah, I can tell you this for a fact.
Yeah.
With all the things that happened that would just not have happened, you know. Because I remember when I got the email to come to go audition for the role, it was on my birthday. They had sent me a date on my birthday. So I replied them saying, I can't come. I didn't know what it was for. I was just random email, I said, I can't come. It's my birthday. Can I send a video instead? They said yes. And TOBI, I remember I woke up on the 7th of January that day, and I heard a voice, stop what you were doing and go. Yeah, I heard it, and I didn't know what. I stood up from my bed. I canceled all my plans that I had with my ex at that time. We were supposed to go out, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I had to be somewhere. And I went, and they were shocked to see me. They were like, oh, we were expecting a video. Yeah. You know, I didn't even know BB Shashure at that time. I didn't know the face to the name. I knew the name, being a fan of his work. I didn't know he was one seated there. I only knew Echo and Kolade. I didn't know the other people, and I auditioned. I had just one audition, and I got the part.
Wow.
I didn't have a callback.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember BB saying, after the closed audition that I came in, they did an open audition to see if they can get an Elijah, and they couldn't. So they called me, and then I got the role. And everything that happened, like the whole thing, I was like, I think this was just meant for me. And that's why most times as actors, we audition for roles and we don't get it, and sometimes we feel bad. And understandably so, but it's just not for you.
It's not for you.
I auditioned for Living in Bondage. I auditioned for Far From Home. I auditioned for a lot of roles, but I didn't get it because it wasn't mine. It was for someone else. Exactly. And you know, I didn't go about feeling, oh, this guy got my role. No, it's not yours. You know.
Don't be yours.
Yeah, so I would say A Breath of Life was one career-changing project for me. You know, people got to see it. It was a beautiful story. You know, of course, not a perfect film, but you know, it traveled. You know, even with very zero or no promotion. You know, especially on social media.
Yeah.
It was just word of mouth.
Yeah.
People saw it, liked it, and told everyone else.
Right.
You know, and thanks to what happened with the AMVCA Awards, you know, we went home with the highest amount of awards a film has won in the history of AMVCA, you know, and that, you know, sort of made me win the Trailblazers somehow, you know, so and sort of did change my life, and I'm grateful for that.
Breath of Life was actually a very great movie, and I feel like your performance was phenomenal in that movie. I'm not saying this to gas you, but I watched that movie, and I remember, you know, I was like, this film sweet. As in, he's sweet. He's sweet.
He enter.
He enter, you know. And I was surprised about so many things. Yeah. I remember asking, because, you know, the AD on the project is a friend of mine. And I remember, was it? Yeah, and Uvier as well.
Josh,
yeah. Yes. So I remember asking him that, where did you guys shoot? Because it didn't even feel like it was shot in Ibadan.
Yeah.
I felt like it was shot in like South Africa or something.
Yeah, I know. Everything was in Nigeria. Because we had to build, and I'm so grateful for BB Shashure. I think I love that man so much, and he knows. He had to build sets. The vision he had, there was no house that had what he was doing. So,
was matching.
Yes. So about 70% of the sets were built in Ibadan. In warehouses. So we filmed like overnight, because during the day, the warehouse, they are working, so you're hearing this large machine noise, you know. So we had to shoot from 6 to the morning, like almost every day. So my sleep was messed up.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did absolutely well. The timidity in the character, the costumes,
right?
Like everything just pointed you in the direction. Yeah. Like it was meant for you, according to what you said. So talking about performances now, which role will you say has been the most challenging for you? I've seen you play, you know, different characters in different projects. Right. In fact, I recently saw one, and I said, when I see Chimezie, I go tell him.
What did you do?
Now, who am I thieves? What was that?
I haven't seen it.
What was that?
I haven't seen it.
Bro, I was at the premiere, and you know, okay, so I know that you were on the project. I was on the project as well. I just cameoed.
A lot of us didn't get to see ourselves.
Yeah, you know, so I knew, but I didn't know what you played until that day. I saw it, and I'm like, what is this? You know?
So true story about that. Sorry to cut. That's not what the character was. you know, it was bland. And I told Auntie Aniola, it's too bland. I can't do this. We're on set. I'm like, this is how I want this character to be. So I called the director, Tegzi. I called Miss Aniola. You guys, let me do this. Where's the makeup artist? Call her. Put some makeup on my face. And that was just it. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, this is the only way this character can, you know, kind of stand out. It just becomes bland. And I don't really like to do bland stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't do anything.
And that worked. Because it's stuck in my head.
Right.
It was the only scene, but it's stuck in my head. And I'm like, yo, this guy, you know. So what would you say, you know, has been your most challenging role? I've seen you on Nimbe.
Right.
You killed it.
Thank you.
In fact, before Breath of Life, I would have said that was your breakout film.
Right.
You know, I've seen you on Choke.
Right.
You know, bro. In fact, we're still going to get to your process.
Right.
Yeah, because I really would like to know what your process is to get into that zone. But before then, what has been your most challenging character?
Because I'm a lover of good challenge. If it's not challenging, I most likely won't do it. That is why even when I see a character that is bland, I try to give myself work. That's what my manager will say.
Exactly.
I started again. Because I'll be like, tell them that I want, can we just do it like, can we make this? Yeah. You like to give yourself work. You know, I love a good challenge. I love something that pushes me. I love something that my other mind is telling me you can't do it. That's when I want to put my hand inside. So I think Choke did that for me when Chris Ode called me and said he wanted me to be on Choke. It was quite challenging, and I think it's still my challenging role till date. I'm looking forward for the next challenge because I had to lose weight. My character was a sickle cell patient, so I had just 3 weeks to lose a lot of weight, so I wasn't eating. I was just, for someone who loves food, if you know me.
Guys, let me announce this one. let me just let the cat out of the bag. Guys, Chimezie the top.
No, me and food, we have a good relationship. Let me just put it that way.
That's it.
We have a very, 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 very non-toxic relationship.
And guys, you know one thing I love about Chimezie? He likes food and he's unapologetic about it. Yo, where's the food?
Where's the food? Don't joke with my food.
And it's not talking about, it's talking good food.
Good food.
Like literally. So yeah, I like that about
bodies, you know?
Yeah.
We work with our bodies, so it has to be in shape. It has to be great all the time. So I don't joke with food.
Yeah.
So that was why not eating, you know, was a big deal for me. I was eating once a day, like light meal every 7 p.m. for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
You know, and the character also, I had to learn how to ride a scooter at that time.
Yeah.
The director had said they were going to use a double, but again, the stubbornness in me say, I want to do it. You know, so they got me a scooter every day. I paid for it. I paid for a scooter every day. I remember, and I would learn every day. Yeah. And the character was also a cat dad, and I hated cat. I had not even touched cat in my life prior to that time. Like, I was of the belief that cats have witches at that time. You know how our parents made us feel like cats are from, you know, marine kingdoms and whatnot. But you know, cats are not like dogs. You don't meet a cat for the first time and they are warm to you. Yes, you have to live with them. So I had to live with the cat in my house for 5 days before filming started. So we got the cat. I stayed with the cat. It was hard because I'd never touched the cat before, but I had to, you know, because I wanted the cat and I to look, you know, look like it's mine.
Yeah.
You know? So it was quite challenging. I had to do all that, you know, to, you know, be the character because it was a very dark character.
I must commend you. You know, the lengths you go to reach certain characters. For instance, this cat issue. Myself, I never thought cats before. So if I see that kind of role, you know, we will have conversations.
Yes.
What's the relevance of the cat to the, you know?
Exactly. What's the relevance of the? Of course, that I did ask that, and the director explains to me what it did for the character. I'm like, okay. And I didn't tell him that I've never touched a cat before. No. I said, okay, no problem. Are you good with cats? Yeah. Amazing. Bring the cat to my house, no problem. Yeah. And I'm in the cat in my house. It's there, and I'm there. Hey, come. It was crazy. And it's black. It was all black with, you know how the eyes are at night. You're sleeping.
Yeah.
The cat is really. It was crazy, but I knew that I wanted to do this, and this was the only way. There was no shortcut. You know,
I must commend that because I go the extra mile for roles, so that's really extra. So I really commend that. That's mad. That's mad. Okay, so let me ask, how did you celebrate your win, your AMVCA win? We were together that night, but you did not call me to come somewhere. Why? Wait till you
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You were turning up with our friends.
I'm sorry. See, I was just taking it all in. You know, a lot was happening. You know how it is when such thing happens to someone. You win an award, you know, in an award show like the MVCA, you know, and everyone, wants to have an interview with you. People want to speak to you, you know. So there was so much happening, and a club wanted to host me at that time. And I'm not really like a club person. If you know me, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, great opportunity. I just, had to text a few of my friends, and we turned up. It was a celebration for me every day. Because I was on a mental celebration. Constant mental celebration. So I was just taking it all in.
So a good thing that you mentioned, the fact that everyone was calling, people wanted interviews, so there was pressure at the time. Now, I was with you on that role. And, they were reading out the bio, and I saw you put your hands in your pants, and I just knew that.
That's true.
Chimezie. And
that is true.
The tears were already dropping from
where we were. That's true.
From before you even stepped out.
Yes.
J-Blaze was right beside
James
you.
Omokwe was there. You were
here. So I remember vividly. So, so after the AMVCAs, I can only imagine the pressure that came with that. How were you able to manage now pressure from press, pressure even within the industry? I'm sure everybody wanted to work with you. But then I'm sure, again, because I know you have principles, I know, there are certain things you will not do. I don't do one job where then tell me, Chimezie rejected the job. That's why we came to you. And I said, why did you reject? I had to ask questions, and then I realized why. I'm not going to say this here. But I realized why you rejected, So I know you for that. There are principles and stuff like that. How were you able to manage the pressure? To still, find yourself amidst all of that? Because I feel like it's easy to lost yourself, in between all of that pressure, all the love, and how were you able to maintain Chimezie Imo, maintain sanity amidst all of that?
In the period of the MVCA, that's one of the biggest awards in Africa, and having to win, one of the biggest awards of the night, everyone would want a share of you, a piece of you, and it just. You have to be mentally grounded on what your trajectory is as an actor, as an individual, on the things you want to do, And also, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of the situation as well.
Of course.
You have to be smart enough to know that this is a time where it seems like, the spotlight, the spotlight's always on me. That's what I think. I don't think there's any period, I always mentally think, God is always with me every day, anytime, but on some particular time, it's more evident, You have to be smart enough to take advantage, of it. And there were people that I had wanted to work with at that time. Before then, that I had not worked with, and that came after that. I was like, oh, great opportunity.
Great opportunity.
So of course I would read the script. I would know what your vision is for the story, what you're trying to do. I love to tell stories, and sometimes I don't need to love the story. But that's for me. I always believe it is someone's story. It's a story that could help somebody. I don't need to like it sometimes, but when I know that, okay, this might be, this might do good for somebody, I would take it. So that was one thing I always put in mind. What is this? Why are we doing this? How enthusiastic is the producer and the director? How enthusiastic are they on this project, about this project? That's one of my driving force on taking the project. Are you really happy about what you're about to do? Because you're the captain of the ship, So that was one of the things that I always had in mind before, jumping on projects or having collaborations and all of that. And of course, the money too.
Yeah. Okay, so what's it with your special love for flowers? I know you have lots of flowers.
Plants. Yeah. I'm a planter.
Plants. Yeah. What's that? You love nature a lot?
Yeah,
or?
I studied applied ecology in school. You know, ecology is, you know, it's like the biological aspect of the environment, keeping the environment clean, and I understand the importance of plants to the air we breathe. You know, to the ecosystem in general. I understand it from studying it, and I always loved it, you know. So I just always have to move around with my plants whenever I'm moving houses, and I have about 50 to 60, you know, different plants in my house.
That's cool.
They give me fresh air, you know. They just make me feel fresh, and I'm breathing good air.
Have you ever talked about this anywhere
really.
else?
Actually, no.
Guys, you heard it first on the TOBI MAKINDE show. Okay, so we're going to take a quick pause, you know, at this point. So I have something for you. Please, can I have the box? Yeah. Thank you very much. So,
what is this?
So this is called the mystery box.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what it's about. You'd open and read yourself. But all I'll say is the last guest left this for you. So yeah.
Who was he and who was she?
You don't need to know. Just
I have
open,
to read.
Read what the person said.
Can I run after reading and I realize
that?
It's
not that deep. It's not that deep.
Mystery box segment brief. You will carry out a surprise task from our mystery box that was left for you by the last guest on the show. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's all about good vibes. Nothing embarrassing or harmful.
Yeah.
After your turn, you will leave a task for the next guest. Let's have fun. Challenge.
I don't know what's there. I really don't know what's there.
Imitate any famous Nigerian celebrity voice or expression. I'm horrible with imitations. I'm bad at it. Rules. Name the celebrity before imitation. Imitation must be done in 30 seconds. My goodness, I am bad with imitating anybody. Who?
Try. Even if they're your friends. Think about Tomoa, think about MNX, anybody. 30 seconds, my guy. Who is counting? Are you guys counting? Let us know when 30 seconds is over.
I don't know why somebody just came to me. Maybe because I saw this clip before I came here.
Okay. Yeah.
It could be any celebrity, right? I don't want to mention the name, but everybody would. Should know.
Okay.
This girl, she's so classless. So classless. See how she push you the dance for her party. You know what I'm talking about?
Who be that?
Anything where she dey influence, very, very classless. If you know, you know.
Who is that? No worry, we'll and I don't want to talk, no wala. We'll find out.
Who said this thing? Someone said this thing.
We'll find out. I will find out after.
Of course, it's our one and only Bobrisky. Come on.
Oh, I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure because I haven't heard it.
I saw the clip before coming here and I was just laughing.
Okay, mad. Okay, so what will happen is after the show, you're going to write something for the next guest.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
interesting.
that. Thank you so much.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, we've talked about your most challenging role. Now I want to ask about what's the most rewarding role that you've played. What is the most rewarding role that you've played?
When you say reward as in...
As in, you know now.
I mean...
So, in terms of...
Oh, it's in terms of finances? I mean, because different...
But then, to be honest, rewarding can be... It depends. It's subjective. So it could be rewarding in the sense that That's something you've always looked forward to, doing. So whatever it is for you.
Wow, this is funny because I think there are lots of roles that are or have been rewarding. Different roles.
For instance, let me give you an example. For a very long time, I was going to auditions and I was getting no's. I wasn't getting calls and all of that. But guess what? Do you know that all those times, I see some of the characters that they give me. To be honest, I even know why I don't get the role. You know, maybe I physically don't match, you know, the character and all of that. And I totally understood. But guess what? I always went home to go and act out different characters. I just create characters in my head and just act them out. And it felt like I had a database of characters, like a catalog, and it just did it. So guess what? As I come they grow, those roles come they come on a platter of gold. And in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. You. I have this collection. You know, it's like, you know, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done this before.
Yeah, I've done this before. Even if it wasn't, you know, something that I got paid for, but it's in my head. It's in my database of performances, you know. So, so when I get such roles, it's quite rewarding that.
Right. So, I mean, I think every role that I have taken have come with its own reward. But I think being Elijah on Breath of Life was quite rewarding because I got to work with professionals. You know, from the makeup to the wardrobe. You know, you get on set and the makeup is giving you a chair. Hi, please sit down. So today we're going to be using this product. Da, da, da. I'm like, Mom, just rub, just see it. And they're explaining everything. Are you allergic to this? Da, 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 da. And you're feeling, you're working with professionals and you're seeing what is possible in Hollywood. You're seeing that we can actually work this way. You know, we don't have to make everything, you know, gra. You know, so I think that was quite rewarding for me. We had 2 units, but it didn't feel like 2 units, you know, because everything was planned. Pre-production took a while. You know, it made production, you know, much easier. You know, so it was quite rewarding to work in that that capacity with professionals, because everybody on set was even down to the runners. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were supposed to do. The chaperones, you know. Yeah, so I would say it was quite rewarding.
So what would you say is the reason for this? I mean, you've been working on other Nollywood projects. What would you say made them, you know, run the show? Is it because of the producer's pedigree or the direct? What was the reason for this? Because I already imagine myself on that set. As they talk now, I don't feel special. I'm like, this is a premium like Hollywood setup. It is, you know. I mean, I'm not saying there are other production houses that, of course, give the same kind of treatment. But what did that? What do you think is responsible for that?
I think first is just your hunger for excellence as an executive producer or as a producer and a director. You know, when you have hunger for excellence, you would employ people who also have hunger for excellence. And Bibi Shashere will always say this: I don't employ people I can afford. That's what he says. He said, even all the actors you're here, I can afford your talent. That's why you're here. If I can afford you, I will not hire you. You know, so down to our makeup artist, head of makeup artist is Ira Star's makeup artist. Our wardrobe person is like they are big in their own way. It's not like he could afford them, but he knew these are the best people. These are people who know the work. You know, so having that hunger for excellence will make you have, you know, excellent people around you, like what you have today. You know, I remember coming in here today and I could see that all your team, everybody knew what we're doing. Oh, please sit here, we'll be back. And in no time I was called to, you know, start, you know, it's having people who understand excellence, you know, and also, you know, having a decent budget helps also. You know, money helps you just
actually,
you know, take away a lot of stress.
Actually.
You know, it does. So having that and, you know, working with people who want to be excellent as well, both actors, both crew, you know, you would have that environment where even if you don't have all the money, but things will move smoothly, faster and more efficient.
Mad. Okay, so this next question is a very funny one. Have you had issues with, you know, anybody in the industry, like a full-blown fight, maybe not physical, but like argument, like arguments or just issues generally, either as a producer, because you're also a producer, or as an actor,
I think, yeah, conflicts are normal. I don't know why people run from conflict. I do not understand when, as humans, we all have our not so great sides, and we should learn to embrace it. I hear people say, "Oh, now that he has done something you don't like, he has shown his true color." Why is that why all the time I was good to you is not my true color? Now I'm angry, I've shown the true color. That's what people think. I think conflicts are normal, even in working spaces. We have conflicts with our brothers and sisters. What are you talking about? People that are the same. Were birthed by the same parent, let alone people who we are working in the same environment. So of course I have had conflicts with people, friends, production companies, or whatever it is. It's normal. It's just understanding, okay, this is what I'm saying, this is what we're saying, how do we agree to disagree? It's not a bad thing, and I don't know why people make it seem like it's bad. I've had conflict with people, and today we're good. Like today we're good. I'm like, okay, what happened? This is okay. Let's not let this one cause problem. Maybe it's just it's normal. When I hear people say they want to blacklist someone because of, it's just so little. You're little-minded to think that, because you cannot agree with anybody. I have a company and I have a partner in my company. We disagree every day. Why should the script be like this? No. Who do you think you are? Because you're right. Oh, later, that's okay. I thought about it. I think you're right. It's normal. That's what makes us human. And in this part of the world, people take it too seriously when you don't agree. I'm one who would always ask questions first.
Of course.
I won't agree with you because if I'm having a team, I don't want yes-sayers around me. Tell me why this shirt doesn't work. Give me reasons and let me tell you why it works. If your reasons beats my reasons, you win. We go with you. Let's argue it out.
People should be genuine with their opinions.
Yes. Genuine with their opinions. And not just say, okay, yes, no. You don't think it's correct. Tell me. And that's how I am. Like if I'm on a set and even if I don't agree with the story, I ask questions. I don't know why, but I don't see this. Explain to me, and I remember there's one incident I will forget. And the director goes, "That's just how I want it." And I said, "That's not enough reason for me to do it, because that's how you want it. Because it's not making sense. I just want it to make sense to me, so that when I'm playing this character, I'm playing it from a place of understanding, and not a place of I was asked to do it like this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So conflicts are normal, and it should be had. Don't run away from conflict. Just have
a middle
ground, and a more better and finer way of resolving it and meeting each other in the middle and making, because it's a collaboration. It's not, I'm not your employee. I remember I was on a set and I had to tell the producer, I'm not your employee. This is a collaboration. We are working together. Don't make me seem like you speak, I answer. No, sir. This is not working.
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
I think it's quite important that people understand this. Yes, it's a collaboration. It's not, I'm not your employee. It's not an employee-employer situation. Because I was in a similar, situation with someone I was collaborating with. The person has a brand. I was supposed to influence for the brand, and we we didn't get along because he felt like, okay, because I've signed you on to do this for me.
So you do what I say.
You just do what I... No. You called me. I'm a brand as well. As well as you're pushing a brand, I am pushing a brand. And then we are collaborating. So I'm helping you, you're helping me.
Exactly.
It's a win-win for us. I think it is imperative for people to understand that collaboration thing and not feel like, oh, I'm your boss.
Yeah.
You have to listen to me. I mean, I'm not saying that I want to revolt or anything, but like let's reach a middle ground. Let's reach an understanding and speak to each other as adults, and you know, that's it. Yeah.
And I also learned that more on Breath of Life, because Bibi would not let you call him director. So don't call me that. My name is Bibi. Just call me Bibi. You know, he tried to make everyone equal.
Yeah.
There is no.
Yeah.
If you have anything to say, let me know. You know, and he was so open to Genevieve and I, you know, changing stuff. We'll just tell him that, Bibi, okay, so last night we were thinking that in this scene, like, hey, I didn't think it like that, but okay, just roll the cameras and we'll shoot him like, I like it. Next scene, you know, that was happening a lot because he trusted us, and it was more of a collaboration and not a, now you're going to do what I say, you're going to stand there. Even when I say I don't want, no, you must stand. You know, it's
dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
I know. Wow.
TOBI MAKINDE Show, we do it the nicest.
Okay, Chimezie, welcome to the game segment. I'm sure you're familiar with this game. I don't need to explain much. The one who pots the most. Nine be the winner. So yeah. You know now, me go win now, right?
Oh yeah, now make we see.
But go first.
No, you go.
Ladies first.
You will go first.
Yeah, let me go first. Hey!
One. I'm not going to arrange the cups back again. No. Just like that.
No, you know go sweet. But yeah, no wala. Let's go. Ha. Hey. Let's go.
Let's go too.
Hey.
Ojuro. Hey, that was too much.
Why? Well, since I did waste my opportunity. Hey! Yes! Come on. That's for me. Let's go. Hey, go that big.
Let's go.
Hey.
Okay. No, we're talking. No, we're distracted.
Come on down. Go that big. Come on down.
It's because this is your show. You know, they use rope. Brought this thing. One invisible rope, one they see.
Yeah. Who can't win? 5-5 now. 5-5. No Allah. I give you. Thank you so much, Maji.
TOBI MAKINDE Show, we do it the nicest.
You've often spoken about, actors carrying a piece of characters that they play from one set to another without having enough time to shed off, such characters. Because, of course, as actors, you don't play the same characters in different movies. So, usually, if you're neck deep in a particular character, you need time to, because it took you time to get to that zone. So you also need about the same amount of time to shed off.
But no, you don't have that much time.
But in Nigeria, we
don't have that
actually
much time.
don't have that time.
Yes.
So what would you say has been your own method of shedding off characters? Is there a particular ritual that you do to given that we don't usually have that time from one set, we fit the Abeokuta together now, and we're going to Lagos. You know, how do you do that? I remember, sorry, you know why I mentioned Abeokuta?
Yes, yes.
Because we were on the set in Abeokuta together, and I remember you had to come to Lagos, you know, the next day, because you also had to shoot something for a brand that you work with. So imagine waiting you they play for Abeokuta. We will not tell them, but we know. And then coming to do Fresh Guy for the brand. We don't have that time in Nollywood.
I mean, I've been asked this question quite often, and I haven't really thought about it, but it's just been a mental thing that for me on this particular date, I stopped being this person. Like, for instance, the Abeokuta job, I just know that on the 17th of so I'm doing something else, and I'm that person. So it's like a mental thing that once it's a wrap for me, wrap up this thing, Chimezie, wrap this zone that you think that you are. Money has to be made somewhere else. But we, however, as actors, you know, move onto the next job or go to our houses with a piece of the character we just finished playing. You know, we just hope it's the good part that we move with. Because I remember when I played a stutterer in a film, after I wrapped that project, I would find myself stuttering. You know, I had to like consciously say, no, you don't stutter, speak normal, you know. So we move around with these character traits, little by little, and sometimes when we get another job, we tend to carry them unconsciously. You know, so we have to be careful. And thanks to some great directors that we have, I remember there was a job I did with Biodun Stevie, and she saw that while I was playing that character, I was another character I had played, and she knew the name, and she told me, she called me, said, Chimezie, I can see a little of this. I was like, damn, that's true. Okay, do you want to do away with it? And, you know, I was able to do away with it, you know. So, yeah, we just, you know, like I said, it's collaboration. We need people to always, you know, also tell you, oh, I think I can see Elijah and what you're doing, you know. Is that intentional or unintentional? Okay, can we try to do without
something different? Okay, what would you say is the most the misconceptions that people have about our profession?
Oh, they think it's easy. A lot of people think it's just lights, camera, action, awards, glitz and glamour. You know, but there are nights you will cry your eyes out. There are days you would consider committing suicide. There are days where you don't want to talk to anybody. You know, months and weeks of not working and thinking of relocating.
I think you should shed more light on that, because these times happen.
Yes.
But, you know, these fans just see us and we're all, you know, happy and, you know, all the glitz and glam. But there are moments where you're waiting. There's always the waiting period. Like, there's the booked and busy.
Period. There's a period where you're booked and busy. And a period,
But there's also this waiting where you're like,
it's a seasonal job. You know, you were done with one, you were hoping to get the next. It's not. It comes and it goes.
Automatic.
It's not automatic. So it's a depressing occupation, if I could put it that way. You have to be mentally strong to be in it. And that is why, and no offense to people who do what they do, people should be happy and do what they want to do. But people tend to venture into some other stuff with the actor, being an actor as a facade. Because they have to keep up that life.
Of course.
Keep up, that life.
I get.
But it's quite depressing. So when people say they want to be actors, I will often ask them why. They'll be like, oh, I need an advice, I want to be an actor. I'm not going to advise you. I'm going to ask you, why do you want to be an actor? I've been acting since I was little. That's not enough reason. Because
why?
See that thing you think you are, you would run. You would say, I'm not doing it again. You have to be certain that this is, like for me, there was no plan B. I told people, there was no plan B. That was why I was moving from Bauchi to Lagos. This was it. It's not like I could not have done anything else, but this is what I wanted to do. So I went into it, you know, with all my strength.
Can I touch a little bit on that?
Yeah.
The fact that you said there was no plan B. Do you know that for that reason, I have no, how would I put it? I have no memories of what happened, you know, in my life from the year 2012. I finished school 2011, served 2012. Now, after 2012, it was acting for me. It was acting or nothing. Like you said, there was no plan B. But do you know that from that 2012 till like 2015, 2016, there was nothing going on in my life because I just wanted to act. So it was just auditions, which I wasn't getting picked for those number of years. And because in my head, I just had it in mind that there's no plan B. Is this or nothing? If you tell me, say, waiting happen between that time, I don't know if you remember, because nothing happened.
Nothing was happening, or at least so we try to see. But the period of audition was the process.
Actually,
it was the process. And that's why I started my process while I was in school, because I knew that I would have the period of years of audition and nothing happening. So I was like, okay, while I'm in Bauchi, let me start now and be going to this audition while nothing is happening. So I was attending these auditions with the hopes of not even getting anything, but I understood this was the route I was going. You know, it was the period. You know, and a lot of people don't have that patience to audition and get a no. I get DMs. Please, how do I become an actor? Please don't tell me about auditions. I'm serious. It's one someone sent me a message, said, please don't give me the story about auditions. I mean, how do I enter?
How do I enter the industry?
Wait. Fly in now. You don't have cape. Fly in.
My dear, how do I want to enter the industry? Well,
and those are people who want to enter in this industry for not the right reasons. Because when I ask you why, you don't even know what to say. It's a period of where you would wait. I told you, like, almost all the big films in Nigeria, I auditioned though. I was an audition whore. I was auditioning like in a day at that time. I would go for like 3 auditions in a day. I would schedule myself. This. After a week, maybe one week click, even if it's one scene, I will do. A lot of people don't have that patience for that. You know, after a week or 2, what am I even doing? You have to be strong. You have to know that this is it. You know, and keep going. It might take a while. Sometimes it takes years. I've seen even actors in Hollywood where it took them a decade maybe to remember what their name was. You know, so.
Wow. I like that you talked about that. Now, still on this topic, there's something that people, you know, confuse, and I'd like you to clarify that. Being an actor is different from being famous.
Right.
A lot of us decided to venture into acting not because we wanted to be famous. It was just for the passion of of acting.
Right.
But of course, with acting comes fame.
Right. Yeah.
But now people pursue fame. Through acting. Yeah. So what's your advice for and then venture into act? So what's your advice for people like that? Because for us, we're famous. People know us. People like us. But it's not because we wanted to. At the times when you were coming to what's it called, Lagos from the north and all of that, it wasn't because you wanted to be famous or anything. It's just that you loved the career, you loved the job, and that's why you were doing it. You knew that this was the path. So what's your advice for people, you know, who chase fame and not the main thing?
To be honest with you, you know, whenever I get asked to advise people, I tell them, I don't know. I don't give people advices because I believe in, you know, learning in while at it. You know, what worked for me might not work for somebody else. And I believe everyone's entitled to whatever they decide their journey is. So I'll tell people to do what they think they believe in and hope it works, you know, but, you know, there is a repercussion for everything. You know, you should know that if you're chasing fame comes with a price. And if that's what you're chasing, you must be willing to pay that price. But if you're passionate about being an actor, if you're passionate, you know, because you love it, because you love storytelling, like I do, I love the idea of storytelling, you know, because that's one of the fastest means to reaching, you know, to people, you know, around the world, you know, music. and the art in general, you know. But if you're passionate about it, you would go a long way. You know, you would not be a one-hit wonder. You know, like a lot of people have been in the past because they probably chased fame with a certain thing, and you know, we are. This is 2025, and social media era. Things are changing. Things are changing. Trends are changing. You could think you would blow with this trend now, and in the next 3 weeks, one celebrity has bought one mansion, and that's what everybody's talking about. You know, but when you're grounded as an actor, people would always watch movies. You will be there. You know, because it's the work. You love the work, and not just what comes with it. You know, so I'll tell anyone, do whatever you're doing, but there's a repercussion for everything. You know, there's a price for everything, and must be willing to pay that price. If you think fame is what you want, amazing, fame is great. You know, but not everyone loves it. But the people who would die to be known, go for it. You know, go for it, and be ready to, you know, pay whatever price comes with it.
Amazing. There's a video I want us to see. Please.
What, is it my sex tape?
Do you have one?
Oh my god. Them boys.
Thank you. So tell us about what birthed this, because all of a sudden you three just started yourself, Saga, and what's
Neo.
his name? Neo.
Yeah.
What?
Random. It was so random. So I met Neo one time. We were at an event, one of this Netflix event. So when did you do something? I'm like, okay. So he messages me, oh, we should hang out. I think you, Neo, and I, we should maybe like just hang out, maybe do content, just fun stuff. You know, I was filming in Kaduna at that time. I'm like, okay, maybe when I'm back, you know, and I'm back. I got back, I got into another job. Oh, I'm still filming, you know. He messaged again, you know, I was like, he's actually really persistent about this. I think this might be more fun than I thought, you know. So I'm like, okay, fine, let's pick a day, you know. Show up, we all showed up, ed, you know, gisted, and like, hey guys, look at this thing. I think I should do this. Like, you know, oh yeah, who has white? Oh yeah, bring white. And we started this, and we did about a couple of contents that day. And we're like, oh, okay, let's post. Like, you know, guys, maybe we'll post every Friday, you know. And we started doing it, and we're like,
it's actually getting bored.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we just meet and hang out and just do contents, you know. And it was just nothing serious, honestly. Nothing serious, just vibes.
Just vibes.
And just chilling, you know, and just creating relatable things that people can, you know, remember, and putting smiles on people's faces. Like, oh, I remember this in 2021, and I used to be like this.
Yeah.
You know. It was just...
Because it's quite, you know, it's relatable content. And I mean, there's nothing like relatable content. I saw that and I could just connect.
Yeah.
Like literally, you know, this was us years ago, and then this is where we are now. You know, like it's crazy. And, you know, and the suddenness of the collaboration.
Yeah.
You know, because it just started and then boom, boom, boom. You know, it was consistent. Before that was you doing your funny stuff, and then... So it's crazy, and I do like it. I love it. I love it a lot.
It's fun. We just have fun.
Yeah. So, you're a skilled dancer.
God, I beg.
You're a skilled dancer. What happened to that? Do you think that has been neglected, or, you know, is there still plans for that
yeah
in life?
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I used to be the head of a dance crew in Abuja back then. It's called The Revelation, in case any of them listening to this. I don't know where most of them are right now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, are you still connected?
Yeah, well, with some of them, we still chat once in a while, but it's been years, in church. Then, we had a drama, a dance group. It's all in the arts.
Yeah.
It's all in the arts. You can't take one out of the other. We're just in this part of the world where, in our industry, we don't make lots of musical films. We don't infuse other arts in movies, dancing and all that, like we see, in other industries. But I'm trying to also let people know that I have a passion for dancing. Like during the Valentine period, I did a music. I sang something on my page. So just my ways of dropping the hints. I'm like, this year, because I don't want to. I want to leave this earth empty. I don't want to carry anything.
Shed off everything.
Everything that God has blessed me with, every gift, every talent.
To be honest, that's what God requires of us, actually.
Bring it out, show it to people, like bless people with it, inspire people with it. Don't go to your grave with them thinking, oh, it's not perfect. Oh, I need the perfect time. There is no perfect time. It's now. Just do it, and that's what I'm trying to do this year.
Cool stuff. I look forward to, seeing a movie produced by Chimezie Imo that has all the elements. Proper like a musical dance film, probably like an Indian film type thing.
That would be nice.
Yeah. To be honest, theater is a combination of all these elements, and it's just that we haven't seen much of that in film, and I look forward to that time where we'll begin. I mean, we've had attempts.
Right.
I've seen a few Nigerian musical films, but
we can do more.
We can do more. So
because the music industry is doing so well.
Yeah.
So why it only makes sense that we infuse this thing in our films. It only makes sense that we infuse this thing and do it well. It could.
And I like the fact that you just mentioned that, because probably that fusion or that merger is what will take us to that global stage that we hope for Nollywood.
Yeah,
because
hopefully.
Music is already there.
It's universal,
Do you understand? Nollywood, we're doing our best.
Yes.
So imagine that, our music that is already globally accepted.
Infusing it in our films.
That's cool. There's a picture I want us to see.
Oh, God. Hey, whoa. Who be this?
Chimezie, they walk out. Jesus.
I was actually prepping for a role here. I forgot what role. I needed to be
buff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was playing a matured role. This was post playing high school. This was post playing high school role.
Yeah, so I remember having a conversation with you one time, and you mentioned that you deliberately stopped taking high school roles because it felt like, again, we talked about boxing, being boxed, and you
can't box me. I'm the box itself.
Exactly.
You can't box the box. So I was prepping for a role. I just felt, okay, I needed to be, bulk, and I had a lot of shirtless scenes. Like, okay, it only makes sense that when I'm shirtless in front of the camera, it's appealing. So there you go.
Okay, so guys, let me just announce now. This guy, he did work out. Forget the fact that he said, oh, he was preparing for a role, one-to-one. Forget, I mean, there's that, but it's a ritual for you.
Yes.
I've been on sets with you, and I know that you work out every morning before you come on set. That's mad discipline. Because if I sleep late at night and I have a 7 a.m. call time, bro, I just go set.
Yeah.
But you would make sure to hit the gym before going to set. That's crazy. Tell us about that.
It's because
is that a hobby, or it's a wellness lifestyle that you've just adopted for yourself? Because I remember you said you said to me that you have to you know, make it a lifestyle.
Yes, yeah. So
And that's what you
yes,
do.
yeah.
You know, so yeah, is it a hobby or that?
Yeah, so it's like a lifestyle and a hobby for me, you know. And because of our kind of work, most times we're always on set or always busy with something. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to make busy an excuse, I will end up not working out and by extension, not living healthy, you know. Because we want to do this for the rest of our lives.
Of course.
So we have to be in great shape, you know. I see people just drop down and have heart attacks. These things have been building, but no exercise and you know eating right, you know. So I try to make it, you know, a lifestyle. So when I'm on set, there's usually provision for a gym or a gym somewhere around that I have to use, you know. So it's the lifestyle for me.
And if there isn't?
I'll do some
Improvise.
improvise. I'll just do some things in my room, you know, do some, you know.
When exactly did you start?
This was after the university when I left the university. I started taking.
That's how many years ago now?
7.
Wow.
7.
And you've been consistent since
Yes.
then up until now.
Yeah.
Crazy. You need to teach me, man. I need to come collect some classes from you. Okay. So do you have like a favorite place in Lagos or Imo State or Abuja or any other place, you know, that you've been to that you go to like cool off, you know, like is there a favorite place? Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
Because
any place.
this is our work.
Yeah,
Like you
I know,
said, it's
I know.
mentally, you know, stressing and you know, sometimes you just need that time
To
off.
relax.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that favorite place is my house. Trust me. My house with ordered food, lots of food,
Yeah.
and power, Netflix or Prime, I'm watching. That's the way I relax. Like, you know, but anywhere, any serene place with good food is my favorite spot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where it is, but anywhere that has to just chill with good food. No, let's go there.
Okay. What would you say is your weirdest fan moment? Like,
Weirdest fan moment.
yeah. Or weirdest thing that has happened to you in you know in the course of your career?
I mean, weird stuff have happened to me.
Yeah.
I remember I was at the gym one day and one lady came up to me. Stop carrying this weight. Are you with your inhaler? Stop it. Please. Like she literally thought I had asthma because of breath of life.
For
And
real?
she was serious. Like what happened?
Because you naturally think that's a joke. but-
Yeah, I thought you were. I'm like, no, I don't have asthma. What do you mean you don't have asthma? That movie I saw you were. I had a lot of convincing to do, like,
Yeah.
and she was an older person, so she didn't believe. She was like a mother. She was,
Yeah,
you
okay.
felt like I seen your son with asthma carrying heavy weights. Do you want to kill yourself?
Yeah.
It was so weird because everyone was looking at us. I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm good.
Wow. So, would you consider that? What do you consider that funny or weird? Like
It was
what
funny.
Was it? Yeah.
It was funny and weird because why did you think I would?
Was
I
it
mean,
embarrassing for you or?
It was kind of embarrassing because because when I go to the gym, I'm always with my hat, my glasses try to cover my face. I don't want people to,
Yeah.
you know, that unnecessary attention. So it was kind of embarrassing and it was funny because she actually thought I had asthma in real life. So I was like, you people actually think we play what we are. Like so it was funny to see people who actually think we play what we are in real life.
Yeah.
Like, do you realize there's a camera rolling? It's not real, you know. Like, it was interesting to see.
Yeah. And sometimes do you feel rewarding when you get such reactions? You know, given that it makes you feel like you actually did portray the character truthfully and very believably for them to you know, so
that is the, you know, that is the lesson of such experience. Is to tell you people saw you and they believed what they saw.
what they saw,
You know, that's why they react that way.
which is the essence
Which
of
is the
what we
essence
do.
of what we do. Yes.
Amazing.
That's what we do.
Okay. Now I know you don't do advice, but I'll still ask anyways. What advice would you give to, you know, young upcomers like Chimezie Imo some years back, who was always coming, juggling school and auditions. What advice would you give them? Because I feel like our generation had more patience or have more patience than the current generation.
Right. We didn't have so much access to
information. Like now things are a bit more different, and I dare to say that it be like say it dey easy to blow now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So, but for those that are still stuck and are still struggling to find their foot or their feet, what advice would you give them?
People feel stuck because of how they feel in the process. They're gonna be days, especially in the arts. They're gonna be days where you're going to cry your eyes out. I have friends who in the industry who I call whenever I'm going through it, and we just cry on the phone. I'm not playing. We just cry on the phone, and after. All right, so tomorrow.
No,
it's funny. Literally, like we literally just because we have breakdowns on set or something is happening, we were hoping for this thing and it doesn't come, and would call and we'll be so angry and would cry, we'll be silent on the phone, and after a while, all right, let me go and check my rice. Don't worry, tomorrow, right? We are going to do this. Stand up and keep moving.
Yeah.
So there are going to be days where you're going to be down. You have to enjoy the process. We understand it's the process. We understand it's the journey. However, we are humans. We're going to feel down sometimes. We're going to feel a certain way, but you must understand it's the journey and not say, oh my God, the world hates me. I'm dumb. Peace out. Yeah. They say that now who give up? You get, so we can't give up. We understand why we're here.
Yeah.
We're not here for the applause. We're not here for the fame. We're here because we love what we're doing. So we can't stop because of little setbacks. So I advise people to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
Enjoy the journey. It's not going to be
rosy
all the time. There are going to be moments where you would want to give up. Remember why you started in the first place and keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, what's next for Chimezie Imo? Are there any dream roles that you still haven't, embodied and that you look forward to? Any new projects on the way? What's next?
I am. What's next for Chimezie Imo? A lot is next for Chimezie Imo. There's a lot I want to do. There's a lot I know I can do, and there's a lot that I will do. We haven't even started. God hasn't started with me yet. This is rehearsal. God is just rehearsing with me to what it would be like, and I'm very grateful and I'm open to see what is next. In terms of projects, I have a couple of projects that I've shot. I started a company. We produced something that, fingers crossed, comes out. With the whole streaming problem happening right now. So it's quite tight.
I
but,
know, right?
Like I said, all the activities leading to having this company, leading to having a production, was God. And I will share the story soon when the time is right. I'm going to share the story, but not now. But as I have a company, that I have a produced film that should be out hopefully soon. And yeah, just more work, more jobs, more collaborations, especially international collaborations. I'm very drawn to collaborating with other industries around the world, bringing them to Nollywood and bringing Nollywood to them.
Yeah.
Collaboration is key.
Any specific persons that you love to collaborate with internationally?
Internationally, I mean, there are quite a lot. It would be great to work with Tyler Perry. I don't know why, but there's something about that man that I see.
I feel like this is the dream of
Perry.
every young, I don't know if our adults, our old actors or veterans, but I feel like this our generation is like probably, 80% of us have the same dream. It's amazing.
I just want to work in the same space with him. I want to see his process. That's a great man right there. I want to see, how do you do these things that you do? Let me watch you. Let me hear from you. It would be nice to see. And of course, there are quite some other names. Leonardo DiCaprio is my guy. That's my uncle.
Yes.
I like to do something with. I mean, it will be amazing. There are quite a number of them. Quite a number of them. It would be amazing to work with. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the super talented Chimezie Imo. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate our conversation has been quite insightful. I've learned a lot again from you.
From you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
My bro.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.
MAKINDE Show, we do it the nicest. Yeah, you get entertainment at its finest.